Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. When anger rises, think of the consequences. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. By 3 methods we may learn wisdom: first, by reflection, which is noblest; second, by imitation, which is easiest; and third, by experience, which is the bitterest. A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. Great acts are made up of small deeds. Nothing is softer or more flexible than water, yet nothing can resist it. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. He who knows does not speak. He who speaks does not know. Happiness exists when you don't know a thing. He who speaks without modesty will find it difficult to make his words good. Forget injuries, never forget kindnesses. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. The superior man is distressed by the limitations of his ability. He is not distressed by the fact that men do not recognize the ability that he has. When you know a thing, to hold that you know it, and when you do not know a thing, to allow that you do not know it, this is knowledge. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving. Music in the soul can be heard by the universe. Choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. You cannot open a book without learning something. India conquered and dominated China culturally for 20 centuries without ever having to send a single soldier across her border. I do not concern myself with gods and spirits, either good or evil, nor do I serve any. The superior man thinks always of virtue, the common man thinks of comfort. Anticipate the difficult by managing the easy. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. Virtue is not left to stand alone. He who practices it will have neighbors. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Choose a career you love, and you will never have to go to work. What the superior man seeks is in himself, what the small man seeks is in others. A man who has committed a mistake and does not correct it is committing another mistake. To see what is right and not to do it is one of courage or of principle. To know yet to think that One does not know his best. Not to know yet to think. That one knows will lead to difficulty. If you would take, you must first give. Governing a great nation is like cooking a small fish. Too much handling will spoil it. Live your life to the fullest. Friends are the siblings God never gave us. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. In a country well governed, poverty is something to be ashamed of. In a country badly governed, wealth is something to be ashamed of. The superior man acts before he speaks, and afterwards speaks according to his action. Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon or star. Different Chinese philosophers, writing probably in 5 to 4 centuries BC, presented some major ideas and a way of life that are nowadays known under the name of Taoism, the way of correspondence between man and the tendency or the course of natural world. A Chinaman of the Tang dynasty, and by which definition a philosopher, dreamed he was a butterfly, and from that moment he was never quite sure that he was not a butterfly dreaming it was a Chinese philosopher. Envy him in his twofold security.